I used to work then as a bus boy in a country club, and then this guy who belonged to the country club was showing it to his friends, his trip to Israel, and that's when he was showing slides and then slowly going on saying, here's the road from Jerusalem to Jaffa, and here we're going this, we're going that, and oh, and here's a nice place that we found is very interesting, or whatever it is, and he took a picture of it. So, and then I stood up and interrupted the show, and I said, hey, this is my house. The only recollection of that period was a happy-go-lucky period where we just roam around on the mountains and in the fields, get dirty, come back, get a beating, forced to wash, go to bed. We used to get the influx of the British, Australian soldiers who would be traveling, but they'd stop for beer. That's the only thing they would stop for. Somebody would make sandwiches, but basically beer. Of course, I was young, so I didn't have anything to do with it except mingling with the soldiers, saying hello, this and that. But my uncle was running the operation, the coffee shop. My father was too religious, and he would refuse to sell beer, so they would not put him in charge during the times when the army would stop. I mean, he would sell sandwiches and fry eggs, that's all.
יום אביב יבוא, רקפות תפרחנה, אודם כלנית, בהר ובמורד. זה אשר ילך, בדרך שהלכנו, לא ישכח אותנו. Bab El-Wad.
I knew the location, of course, and that's kilometer 24 on Highway 1 between Jerusalem and Jaffa. So I went towards Jaffa, and then and I knew the whereabouts, so by the time we got to the place, I could look and see it. And across from the house was a gas station. There still is. The name of the gas station is Shaar Hagai gas station. So when I went into the gas station to ask the attendant about the house, when he told him about it, he said, he recognized that I was from the same family. He said, because we know the house belongs to the Koteni family. The same thing as we know the gas station belongs to the Shaar Hagai family. So he said, you just go jump over the barrier and then go to the other side, which of course, as he realized that I could not do it. So he went with me and to the barrier, carried me over, plugged me on the other side, jumped over, waited for the traffic to slow, and rushed me into the other side. And that's where I got the picture. At least he, of all people whom I never knew in my life, never saw in my life, figured out that this house belongs to my family. Okay, I understand now, like the rest of the towns, they rename into Hebrew names. But the same thing goes for this one. They call it Shaar Hagai, and until I met you or somebody else who said Shaar Hagai, is Bab El-Wad. So now I know two words in Hebrew. The Old Khan at Shaar Hagai by David Lennon, Jerusalem Post economic reporter. This guy, Dr. Yerushalmi's grandfather, held a concession from the Ottoman rulers to run the inn in the last century. Maybe it was so. Last century, in the 1800s maybe. According to my uncle, it says in 1874, my grandfather, that's the grandfather of my uncle, so it's my great-great-grandfather, bought 1,000 dunams from the inhabitants of Deir Ayub, a village close by, and built a house just behind the present Khan. This property is registered in a Turkish Kushan bearing number 14 and dated the year 1294 Hijra. Now, the irony behind it is when they remodeled it or they fixed it for the purpose to say that it's a historical site, but the caption that they wrote about it is faulty, it's not correct, you know.